Café Anyway. Hello, it's Mike.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
It's Mike Matthews. It's episode 2799. 2799, almost at 2800. And it's Mike's Daily Podcast. Mike Matthews here at Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth here in the land of Ameritopica. And I am standing on top of dirt that is covered by a floor that has Café Anyway, and some people are here. We might talk to Madame Rootabega, Madame Rootabega a little later.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And Irene Pena. Yes, I'm going to be on her show.
Mike's
so we'll email
Daily
take a little bit
Podcast
of that show and put it in this one.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of that. We'll see how that goes. Yeah. And Valentino and the parking attendant and Bison Bentley will be stopping by too. Yes. So you're asking yourself, Mike, what's going on? Why? What's up with you? Why are you acting the way you are and all that stuff? Well, it's interesting because at my job, regularly my company decides, well, once a year for sure, you're gonna have a huge change, a big rollout of something new, and we're not going to help you at all. Good luck. I'm like screaming for help. And I maybe get an email back. And what's interesting is that it's not really my department. You would expect, you have engineers at your company possibly that help with this sort of thing, that go, hey, okay, there's a massive technological rollout of some sort. We'll be in charge. We'll take care of it. We'll be the point people and we'll take care of it, Mike. Don't worry about it because you're not an engineer. You're like a radio person and that's not your wheelhouse. That's not your bailiwick. And I go, okay, that'd be great. But they don't say that. And I always end up doing a lot of engineering stuff. So I guess I'm saying...
And here's today's podcast picture.
And I say this only because I have a lot of German peoples in my family, in my ancestry. I am an engineer. Germans tend to be engineers all the time. Well, look at this pen. It's an ugly pen. I'm going to redesign it. It looks nice now. No, the podcast picture is not of a German redesigning a pen. It is of the wonderful place called Seattle, but a bit of like an Alaska homage in the Seattle picture from 13 years ago. I've been showing a lot of those because of Irene Pena, who lives up in the Seattle, Washington area. Yes, and the late great Basil the Boxer never made it up to Washington, sadly, but he did spend many a fun moment with me at all kinds of cool places around. And there he is barking. And see the podcast picture and pictures of Basil and other cool folk. Oh, and you can hear past interviews with Irene, as a matter of fact, at my website, mikesdailypodcast.com. That's me ending a sentence like that right there. You're welcome. What? Oh. Man, this week has flown by. I'm literally not even...
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Found this interesting. Teens are spending less this year. What? Guess what some of teenagers' favorite brands are? Bands? There are no bands anymore. So teenagers don't have, unless they go old school and like some of the ones from... Yeah, think of what's a popular band now? There's some indie pop bands like Glass Animals and such, but it's all like solo artists. Where are the bands? Where are they now?
Now that's legit.
Thank you. That was the best singing I've ever done. But some of teenagers' favorite brands include Nike, Bath and Body Works, is that Elf, Ulta Beauty, and Lululemon, which the guy, like the CEO said, there are some women that shouldn't wear Lululemon. Yes, you are a jerk. The economic concerns are also weighing heavily on teenagers Says here 11% of teenagers believe the economy is getting better, but 65% said, it going in a bad way, bad direction. This spring, teens say they were spending 6% less than last year. The teen labor participation rate is at about 38%, well below the average participation rate of 62.7. Why are you laughing at teenagers like that? Unnecessary. Okay. At any rate, let's see. 60% of teens are getting their pocket money from mom and dad, is what that means. Apparel and footwear suffered some of the biggest declines in spending. Lululemon Athletica, American Eagle Outfitters, and Nike. Some big declines. Nike lost some popularity points to Deckers Outdoors, Hoka, and New Balance. Teens spent more on cosmetics, perfume, and hair care than they did last year. I don't have to worry about the last thing I just said. As you can probably tell. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. But I'm bald, so no health care issues. Although at some point, I may want to have a nice skin session here at Café Anyway. Something to do with the skin on my scalp. Who's that's at? That's a skinician, right? Esthetician. Somebody there working on my skin. Probably. Because it sees the sun a lot, and although I put sunscreen on to scare away the bad things. Elf Beauty was the teens' favorite cosmetics brand. Teens ranked Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and Chipotle Mexican Grill as their favorite restaurants. Chick-fil-A, McDonald's, and Chipotle. Starbucks was their favorite coffee chain. Duh. That all from Rob Black. I produce his podcast, The Rob Black Show. He is heard on AM 1220 KDOW.
Mike Matthews? You not know Mike Matthews. Uh-huh. Really?
Eminem. We got Eminem.
Yes, I am not ever called that, but thank you.
There you go.
I am not ever called that. It's just what they find humor in. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do people laugh at my bald head and my crazy name? The people of the world. Oh, did I mention that no. Okay. Hey, I'm kind of a little bit lost here, but I think what I wanted to mention, along with all the stuff about...
Good morning, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you. Is, this thing about Disney. No, I talked about that last time. And we talked about the windows at the Zootopia thing, and they have little puppets and little animals that talk to people. That's in the Shanghai Disney one. And then, TikTok is trying to take on the wonderful folks there at Instagram, because they want to post pictures now too. They're calling it TikTok notes. 1 million homes are now typical in the 500 U.S. cities, a new record. California has the most $1 million cities. $1 million homes.
Bison Bentleys. Do you know that?
Hey, this is Bison Bentley, and Mike Matthews has a couple of stories that'll make you want to ask yourself, do you know that? Do you know that?
I did not know that. $1 million homes are now typical in 500 U.S. cities, which is a new record. California has the most $1 million cities with 210. That is 12 more than a year ago and more than the next 5 runner-up states combined. Okay, and did you hear about the Tesla? So Tesla's had so many problems this year. Tesla has settled a lawsuit brought on by the family of an Apple engineer who died in a crash while using his car's autopilot feature. Yeah, maybe don't ever use that. It sounds so completely faulty. Details of the settlement, which was reached just as a trial was set to begin, were not made public. And by the way, back to the TikTok thing. Instagram copied TikTok's ideas for Reels. So the way TikTok is laid out, they said, oh, we can do the same thing. Instagram made Reels. And then Instagram, which is owned by Mark Zuckerberg, he said, I can do X better than Elon Musk. So now I've got Threads.
Do you have any safe spaces?
Safe spaces?
Yes, where people can go to get away from the colonialist mentality. As long as there's a diversity, equity, and inclusion policy, we'll be fine.
And that gal's probably going to Coachella. Well, or has been to Coachella at some point. Coachella got its start in 1999 and quickly became the most famous musical festival in the world. If you had the means, Coachella headliners are often true superstars. They've had folks like Lady Gaga, Prince, Outkast, Beyonce, Radiohead, Kendrick Lamar. The 2-weekend event is taking longer to sell out. It is $600 for general admission. And you still have to get accommodations. In 2023, it was the first time in 11 years that the festival did not sell out both of its...
Oh, wow, that's wild.
Isn't that wild? Both of its weekends, it did not sell out for. It has taken 1 whole month to sell out the first weekend. You used to go out, sell out much faster. One criticism is the rise of social media influencers believed to be dominating the event and diluting its edginess. Too many of those social media influencers, gosh, they're annoying. And there they are. And they're filming the event. So you don't have to go. So you can just watch it on your YouTube or TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever. The cost of living crisis is forcing people to be more discerning about how they spend their money. And other comparable festivals don't rack up nearly the cost.
Note to self.
Yeah. Make a note of this. Lollapalooza in Chicago, the Governor's Ball in New York City, and Outside Lands in the Bay Area, and Austin City Limits. Isn't that South by Southwest in Austin? Well, anyway, they have lots of places to stay, so it's a lot easier. You got to get an Airbnb, whereas Coachella is much more difficult, and it's freaking hot. And just why did we not get smart about this years ago? What about Bonnaroo? Isn't Bonnaroo out in the middle of nowhere? That's the southern equivalent. Not sure. Okay, folks, we're outside a Café Anyway. Let's go say hi to people as I got stuck in a...
Anarchy! I don't even know what that means, but I love it!
All the anarchy going on in my mouth right now with my tongue. Let's see. Oh, yeah. I mentioned yesterday the eclipse caused internet traffic to plunge from 40 to 60% from the previous week in states that were in the path of totality. That's fascinating. Oh, and Apple, their iPhone output in India, not China, but India, has hit $14 billion. It's now assembled, in India, 1 out of 7 iPhones are assembled in India. And that ramp up suggests an accelerating shift and Apple getting out of China, possibly. And Costco has sold as much as $200 million in gold bars monthly.
That's enough. Put down the mic.
I know that's enough. It really is, but okay. Just found all that fascinating. And thank you to Rob Black. He is on Cron TV Monday through Thursday in the 9 o'clock hour and on AM 1220 KDOW Monday through Friday in the 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock hours. Outside of Café Anyway, somewhere in Podcaster Valley. Look who's here. Hello, Mega Mash. It's Madame Rootabega. And I am so happy to be here. And I'm going to hear some bit of your friend, Irene Pena. Oh, do you like Irene? Yes. Do you like gold bars from Costco? Yes. Do you like their hot dogs? No. You know, not everyone likes the hot dogs. It's more of a male thing. Look who else is here.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that
Mike, all of that stuff was fascinating. Thanks for running down it really quickly.
Yeah, it was really fast. Do you know that? And we did your segment, Do You Know That? Okay, if everything goes well, we will have an interview now with Irene and find out how this goes. Wish me good luck.
Into an interview.
Well, we're hanging out with 25 of our best friends on Twitch today, and this is Mike Podcast on Twitch, and we hope to get him to affiliate so he can make money sharing as a creator. I've known him. Oh my God. I'm going to say this and it's going to sound, you guys may not believe it, but you might. I don't know. I've known you for what, 15, 20 years?
Yes. Yes, because I think it was, in the O's. And that we met at the radio station that we were discussing earlier.
Yeah, we used to work together at a radio station. Actually, it was a combined little bit of radio triumvirate.
Yeah.
I don't know what to. Yeah.
There were three stations.
There was a country station, an adult contemporary station, I think, and AC and
was it news? An oldies? It was a news station maybe back then.
Yeah, news talk. Yeah, news politicking. And Mike fled into Montana.
I have never been to Montana. I gotta go.
You know people in radio? Trev, tell us about that, Taylor fan. Now, I want to tell you that Taylor fan 1313 is actually the biggest Swiftie. Okay?
Is that why Taylor fans likes the Taylor and is a fan of Taylor? Not Taylor Lautner or Taylor Hicks, but Taylor Swift.
None of those. Maybe he's a fan of those. I don't know. But you were talking about...
Or James Taylor.
I can't believe, what the hell is this place anyway?
Wow, there's a whole world of Twitch I have no idea about. Anyway, if you'd like to call in and comment about anything we covered on the podcast, here's the phone number.
Call Mike at the Café Anyway hotline. Area code 510-228-4640.
And with more ways to contact me and all the other interesting things about Mike's Daily Podcast, here's more with A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com.
Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye.